So, oh, that's what I originally was supposed to be talking about. Let it go. Uh, Holding on to pain and angst, and what I kept hearing yesterday over and over and over again was forgiveness. Like, you need to forgive, you need to forgive, you need to forgive. And I'm like, no. And then then like today when I got it together and I finally got out of the bed to come here to walk, I'm like, why do I keep hearing Golden Girls theme song? And then so I come across like all these different people, like these men doing their own versions of it, which is just so beautiful and funny. And but it was always the same line I kept hearing over and over when I was getting dressed was thank you for being a friend. You're no, you thank you for being a friend. You have a pure heart and you're a confidant, right? So, and I'm like, who is sending me this? And then, so then I'm like, I gotta listen to the whole entire song. And even like after that, I'm like, well, let me listen to some other stuff. And so I listen to some other music, some Christian rap music. And I'm just like, oh, yes. And so I'm just walking and dancing. And I'm like, huh, let it go. And I'm like, okay, let it go. Like, just let it all go. Like, not so much as who cares, but so much as like, just let it go. Like let it go and give it to God. Like, let him do what he's going to do and let him handle it the way that he's going to handle it, because at the end of the day, you holding on to all that baggage, holding on to all that anger, holding on to all that frustration, it's not helping anything. It's just levels and levels of you not being able to take it. Like, now I'm thinking about Erykah Badu, back lady. You gonna miss your bus. And it's like, yeah, like your bus is your opportunity, because it's like you're holding on to so much trauma. And I was listening, I'm still gonna upload it, but I was listening to that video, I'm like, oh, I sound angry. But then I'm like, am I angry? And I'm like, no, I'm disappointed. But then, well, I'm not gonna, I just upload the video. But it's like, yeah. Like, okay, so now you know the truth. Just let it go. Like, just shake it. No, just shake it out of your syndrome. Like, shake it, baby, shake it syndrome. Like, no. Like, just shake it out. Like, just let it loose. Like, just let it go. Holding on to all of that is weighing you down. Like, you could feel it. Your body keeps score. Like, you feel it. You feel the density. You feel the heaviness. You feel the pressure. You feel the sadness. And you can't, I just don't like feeling low vibration. I don't like how it makes me feel. I don't like what it does to my skin. Like, I don't like how it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I just don't like it. And to have to be around individuals who vibrate at that level and to be so empathetic, you have a tendency of wanting to uplift them. But the more you try to uplift them, it's like that video I had saw when there was a guy, he was so, it was a sketch, and he was so, it was like a black and white sketch. He was so highly vibrated, highly vibrational, and he's just walking. Every individual he encountered, they had a different type of vibration, and he then took on that. And then eventually, once he got to the end, he met the individual who was just straight shaded and dark. He took on that as well. And then he became just low and sad and sunken. And the way in the beginning of the sketch, how he was so upbeat and so happy and walking up, lifted his head up high and like almost like he was skipping on air. And now he's sunken over, his shoulders are sunken over, he's slouched, his coloring is just all dark. And then he comes across someone who's just pure light, and he hugs him. And it's a beautiful sketch. And he just hugs him, and he's better. He's vibrating again. It makes you think about what my little cousin, when I was helping her with a project for school, an art project, and I was teaching her how to draw in different dimensions on a page, and she had to do research on this, on, I think, like, she got a choice of like 3 different paintings, and one was an angel giving Like it looked like she was giving her halo to a human. Like, but like not all. Like I don't know. It was beautiful. And my cousin was like, she's like, I want to do this one. I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, I want to do this one. I was like, okay. I said, well, what do you see? She's like, it looks like she's giving her halo. And I was like, I don't know, why would an angel give her halo to somebody? I was like, I don't know about that. Like I said, I don't think that's what's happening. Then I said, wait a minute, what am I doing? I said, I'm sorry, this is your depiction of it. And I was like, and actually that's really beautiful that you see it that way. I was like, because the angel sacrificing herself for this human, because out of love. And that's amazing. And that's amazing that she saw that in the painting. And then I think I hugged her and I just smiled. And then we just smiled at each other. And then we started working on the project. But what I'm learning is that you can sacrifice yourself over and over and over for people, and that you're giving your halo up to them. But people can see you a mile away and know that you would do that. They know where you come from. They know what you would do. They know that you would give your halo to them, because they know that you can grow that halo right back. And they know that you would sacrifice over and over and over. And I was listening to one of the songs the other day, and he's like, yeah, all our friends want to be around us. They something like, yeah, they say that they're our friends and they all want to be around us, but we all know they just want food. They're our friends and they all want to be around us, but I know that they only just want food. And I'm sitting at the bus stop waiting for the bus, and I'm like, what? I was like, okay, let me replay this back. And I'm like, rewind, so, and I'm listening to it and I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They see your innocence, they see your love, they see your joy, they see your halo. And what they will do is cut you off at the knee. They would trick you. They would group up together and trick you, because they know that you will offer your halo up. They know that the greatest honor is to lay down your life for your friend. They know that you will sacrifice yourself over and over and over. And before you know it, years will be gone. And you're like, what? How did this happen? Because they already knew. Even go back to when he was talking about the movie. And he's like, what is this? Like, why would y'all treat this child like this? And he's like, as a child, you're not thinking about it that way. But as an adult and you watch this movie, you're like, what in the world? Why? And then when I got to read the comments, I already knew what they was going to say. It's a narcissistic family. I'm like, yes, I know what that feels like. Yes, I myself and a whole bunch of other people know what that is. And I get it. And it's like, they can't help the fact that they got some demonic entity attachments. And what happens is that those attachments then took over. And I think how it happens is because I've been experiencing it by, being tested and tried, is that you give in to the pain. You stop fighting. It goes back to the statement, something else about with being dead in the water. You just stop. You give up. You get exhausted with fighting. You're tired of fighting. You're tired of fighting other people's attachments. You're tired of fighting people throwing magic at you. You're tired of all the devices and everything else that they're doing. You get tired of it, and then you give up, and then you just become them. And you look back and you're like, how did I be? It's like the scene out of Wicked, when it's like, what? She's like, I wasn't trying to turn these monkeys into flying monkeys. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, why would you tell me to read this? Because you have the power in order to unlock what they do not have. And I was just watching a show the other day about how the slave master raped the girl, and she wound up now being their lineages are now tied together. Their bloodlines are one now, and she escaped or whatever. But yeah, and how it was a whole setup anyways, because they just wanted, like they say, the devil just wants to be able to intercede into your bloodline, into your lineage. And by him doing that, he finds a way to either trip you up, because he knows what you like, he knows everything about you, because he's part of your bloodline. He can, go and see a little further and go back also and see how he can, because he studies you, so what he can do to get to you in order to either recruit you or sacrifice you. So it's rough, but it's just tricks of his trade. And I look back and I'm like, he doesn't care if you waste your time, as long as he's feeding. Like they said, he's like, we know that they all want to be around us. They only want to be around us because they want to feed off your energy. They've already made their choice, and the fact that they've already made their choice, they have no other choice but to find a way to survive. And if surviving means that they have to do horrible, despicable things as they feet run quickly to wicked deeds, is because that's what they do. That's what the choice that they made, and that's who they are. So me holding on thinking that I can change someone, I can save someone, that's not how that goes. Me acknowledging that they will never accept you or see you the way that you see yourself or others see you. They will never appreciate or value you because, why would they? Just like in a movie, they didn't care about him, and he's a kid. So, and to read the comments in that comment section for that video, a lot of people had experienced that type of lifestyle, that upbringing. It's just that you're given a choice. Do you keep fighting so that you don't become that, or do you give into it and just become it? So I'm going to choose to forgive and let it go. But I'm also going to be very careful with my energy. And I also need to bring my energy back up, because everyone had an opportunity at life, and so do I. And it's just not right for me to sit there and allow someone to feed off of me because it brings them joy. And what I've also learned is that these people, their morals are gone. They can get close up in your face and ask you about what's happening in your life, or appear to make it seem like they actually are sincere, and they're not, because they just want to get close to your eyes so they can lock eyes at you and feed. And then when you show any form of emotion or sincerity or love or care, that's an opening for them, because they want to connect with you. Like they want to latch on to you, like you're connecting a charger into the wall. And by them doing that, they're feeding off of your electricity that comes from God. So holding on to, there's more birds over here. I'm going to take that as a sign of protection. Holding on to thinking that you can save someone, you can pray for someone, and you can let them go. And I believe that's why I had to see a lot of things that I had to see today with a lot of the dead animals that I saw on my path, is a sign that I have to let things go. I can't change someone who's already made a decision to follow the team that they're following. I can't recruit anyone from the other side. All I can do is pray for those that I would like to join this side. It doesn't matter how many times they pretend to be for God, and they go to the church, and and they wear their Sunday best, and they get up and they practice the songs. They're in the choir. They sit on the on the board when they're out doing wicked things. Because really, what is their heart posture like? It's not your accolades and how you really perform for the committee. It's more so, are you doing this out of a place of your heart, or are you doing this because you want to be seen? Are you doing this for the camera? Are you doing this so they can say that person's a good person? Because you can't serve two masters. You just can't. It has to come from your heart posture. And what I'm learning is that I have to accept that, I want to say defeat, but I don't feel like that's what this is. I have to accept the fact that my intentions were for good, and like they say, good intentions paved the way to the road to hell. But you thought you were helping your family. You thought you were providing for your family. You thought that you were assisting your family. You thought that you were loving your family. But perhaps they were never really your family, because they never really felt that way about you. And once you accept that this is their choice, that this is their fate, You don't have to have that be your choice, and nor do you have to have that be your fate. You don't have to sit in pain with someone because you love them. You don't have to tolerate someone's abuse because you love them. You don't have to not follow the path that God has destined for you because you think that you're doing the right thing. Granted, your sacrifices may have been really needed when they were needed. Now it's an opportunity for you to go and transform into who you are. How do you see yourself? What is it that you want for yourself? What are your desires? What are your goals? What is your happy objective? I want to say objective. Your happy idea of life. Like, what is your life like? What does it look like to you? What is it that you want for yourself? And those are the questions. So I feel like after seeing all of these deceased animals were a sign that there's a transformation subconsciously, because they were in the water and also on land, and consciously, that I need to make sure that I'm making that's best for me, for my dark side. I want to say my dark side, for my I'm gonna say red woo lipstick feminine, and my candy yum yum feminine lipstick side. So candy yum yum for all the Mac girls and Mac boys is a beautiful bright pink, bubbly, gorgeous, rich color. And Ruby Woo is such a amazing, gorgeous, illustrious, rich red color. So for my Ruby Woo side, as well as my Candy Yum Yum side, yeah. So I have to decide, and I'm deciding to choose myself. Which normally I wouldn't really do that. It's always been the family, the family, the family. Now it's, what do I want for myself so that I can create my own family, whichever way that appears to be, and how that's gonna look. So if it's me with some relationship, some marriage, some individual, some children, or me and a bunch of beautiful fur babies, like whichever way it appears to be for me. But what would be my idea of what I want for myself, and how would I want my life to look, and how can I set that up? So is it me and my version of either Golden Girls or my version of Murder, She Wrote? Like, whichever way, it's just like, what would be my idea of what it is that I want for myself, and now just create it. And don't get caught up in how old you are. Like, just get caught up in the fact that you're still able to get up and literally create. There goes an iguana just slowly walking. So yeah. That's how I look at it. Well, I love you. And just let it all go. Because aren't you tired of carrying it around? Because I know I am. Now you move forward with this change, since it's coming, this transformation. And I like, it's like perfect timing for me to see these animals that pass on. And I'm like, this is just perfect because the new year is coming. And yeah, so just new activities, new events. I probably won't even be in the same state anymore. Just new everything. And apparently it's coming through me. So it's amazing. It's dope. Like, I love this. This is really cool. Well, I love you, and you got this.